Once we are born as human beings, life got complicated. If we had come here like any other creature on the planet, stomach full, life settled. Once we come as human beings, stomach empty, only one problem. Stomach full, 100 problems. Because what we refer to as human really begins only after survival is taken care of. Only when survival is fulfilled, the traits of being human will find till as long as we're struggling for survival, we're also just another biological entity like any other creature. So what does it mean to be human? What is the significance? Because every other creature can fulfill almost everything that most human beings are doing without so much fuss. We are born, they're also born, just like us. We grow up with lot of fuss, they grow up without much fuss. For us, earning a living is a very big thing. All of them earn their own living. We may reproduce, they reproduce. We die, they die. All this we do with enormous fuss. They do it without much fuss, in an eco-friendly manner. They conduct their life. Everything is a big fuss. Why it is so is, human life is not fulfilled by fulfilling the basic requirements of survival. If you could eat well and everything would be okay, then it would be very simple to feed the world. But that's not how it is, because for every other creature, nature has drawn two lines within which they live and die. For a human being, there is only a bottom line, there is no top line. He can aspire for anything. Because there is no top line, people are struggling. Or in other words, what we are struggling with is not our bondage as usually popularly it is said. We are truly struggling with our freedom. We can be whichever way we want, that's our struggle. If our lives were fixed like every other creature's life, we would also be stomach full, we would sit peacefully, isn't it? Do you see that if our lives were contained like that of an earthworm or a grasshopper or a cat or a dog, we would have no issues, stomach full, everything fine. Because our lives are not contained or because there is no top line, we can aspire for just about anything. That's our struggle. This is an evolutionary problem in the sense, what we are struggling with actually is our intelligence and awareness. Probably some scientists have been suggesting this, that I know, so-called serious scientists who suggested this was appalling and shocking that they actually suggested this. They said, when a child is born, if we do a small brain surgery, we can take away most of the crime on the planet, everybody would be peaceful. Actually, if you take away half the brain, nobody would be unhappy. You could feed them with a tube and everybody would sit here peacefully. You won't need any yoga, meditation, nothing, if you remove half the brain. If you take away the possibilities, the problems will go away, everybody knows that, yes? If you keep all the possibilities open and still you are not a problem, that's a wonderful way to be. No possibilities, no problems, that's not life, that's death. So, what is this solution for the human predicament? Because no matter what happens, seems to be unfulfilled. Right now, living in this town, whatever aspirations you have, the moment it is fulfilled, you have a next aspiration, isn't it so? No matter where you are in your life, whether you are the king of this town or you're down there, you want something to happen in your life. If that happens, you want the next thing to happen. If that happens, you want the next thing to happen. So why are you going in installments like this? Suppose I make you the king or queen of this planet. Don't look at me hopefully. Will I commit such a blunder? Suppose we make you the king or queen of this planet. Would you be fulfilled? I'm asking you. Would you be fulfilled? No, you would want the other planets and the stars and the galaxies. Because there is something within a human being which is not willing to settle for any boundaries. It is aspiring for a boundless possibility. If you're seeking boundlessness, seeking it through physical means is a hopeless case. Your aspiration is fantastic because if you really look at it, sitting here, if you really look at it, suppose right now you become the king of this planet, you were not satisfied, we made you the king of the solar system, not satisfied, we made you the king of the universe, not satisfied. If you really look at this, what you're aspiring for is infinite nature. Your aspiration is fantastic, but the means is miserable in the sense. Suppose you're driving your car today and you saw the moon and you felt like going there. Sometimes the advertisements are so exaggerated, they told you if you really floor the accelerator, it will go to the moon. If you try very hard, you may go beyond the moon, but you will not go to the moon. Yes or no? Because a car is not a suitable vehicle to go to the moon. You need another kind of vehicle to go to the moon. So similarly here, through physical means we are trying to become infinite. Its aspiration is wonderful, but the vehicle is miserable because the nature of physicality is like this. Physical means it comes with a defined boundary. Only because there is a defined boundary, we can call this a physical body. If I take away all boundaries of this, can you call this a physical body if it is everywhere? Physicality means the fundamental nature of physicality is a defined boundary. Without a boundary, there is no physical nature. But right now, there is something within you which is constantly aspiring to break the boundaries. Just look at yourself and see. Suppose we imprison you in a 5x5 cubicle, you will be very miserable. Tomorrow we announce your liberation and release you into a 10x10 cubicle. It will be wonderful for a day, but again you'll feel miserable. Then day after tomorrow we'll release you into a 100x100 cubicle. You will feel great for 3 days. Again it's the same thing. What I'm asking you is, it doesn't matter how big the boundary is. The moment you realize there is a boundary, you want to break it. Yes or no? This is the nature of the human being. It doesn't matter, all kinds of pacifist philosophies have been taught, be content with what you have, don't aspire for more than what you know, do not all kinds of things. It's not worked for a single human being. It only works when you're sick or when you're dying. You're sick and down today, if I tell you, you should not aspire for anything, be satisfied with what you have, you will say, yes, anything is okay, just get me well. Tomorrow, once again the energy is back, ready for something more, yes or no? Only when you're beaten and down, then these philosophies will work. For a healthy, living human being, these philosophies of be happy with what you have doesn't work. Now, does it mean to say a human being has to be eternally in turmoil, eternally in struggle? No. What we do in terms of our aspiration is just this. Essentially, nothing is going to fulfill us unless we touch a boundless state. And boundlessness is not going to happen within the limitations of the physical. When I say within the limitations of the physical, right now your whole experience of life is limited to the physical. See, your experience of life right now is happening because you can see, you can hear, you can smell, you can taste and you can touch. This is the only way you know that you're here, isn't it? It is through five sense organs that you're experiencing everything. These five sense organs cannot perceive anything other than physical. You can only see the physical, you can only hear the physical, you can only smell, taste and touch the physical. That which is not physical is not within the ambit of these five sense organs. So if you do not transcend the five senses, there is no possibility of experiencing anything beyond physicality. If you do not experience anything beyond physicality, this longing of wanting to be something more endlessly going on, you are not looking for more, you are looking for all, and all is not possible through physical means.
Hi Sadhguru, this is Chetan Bhagat, and my question to you is what I get asked in my motivational talks a lot. How do I remotivate myself? How do I pick up the pieces again and go towards my goal or mission when I'm very demotivated, when I've faced some failure, when somebody has discouraged me, or when things are just not working out or taking just too long? How do I keep myself motivated in life?
Namaskaram, Chetan. We must understand that if we motivate ourselves or get motivated by somebody, there could always be somebody else who will demotivate us. If something flips us up, something can always flip us down. What motivation essentially means is that you build a false sense of confidence. Why anybody needs confidence is essentially because the necessary clarity is missing. Only where there is no clarity, one seeks confidence. Where there is clarity, you do not need confidence. If I ask you to walk here, where it's well lit, nobody needs any confidence to walk here. But if you ask somebody to walk in a dark patch, suddenly they need confidence because there is no clarity. So, people have begun to believe that confidence is a substitute for clarity. There is no substitute for clarity. If we do not strive to bring clarity in our lives, if we try to live our lives on puffed up sense of confidence, somebody is always going to prick it and bring it down, or life situations are going to do it anyway. It is like you were outside and somebody told you, you are the most wonderful human being on the planet, you are floating on cloud, whatever number. You came home and people told you who you really are, and poof, it goes down. So, it is very important that individual human beings should strive to bring clarity to every dimension of their life. If we try to run on confidence, which is motivated either by situations or by people or by whatever we think we are going to get at the end of the race, then this motivated confidence will always come down. This is not a substitute for clarity. Clarity is the only way to walk with ease. If one has to walk through this life with ease, one needs clarity, and clarity doesn't just come to you just as a gift, it is something that we have to work at. There is a whole system of how to bring clarity. But because our education systems have become a heap of information, now we are trying to run on confidence. But if our education system was about sharpening the tools of our perception, then definitely we would have come to clarity. It's very important as individual human beings, you invest towards bringing clarity to your life.
I want to know about how much of our life is governed by karma and how much is our free will. So many people I've heard said everything in your life is governed by karma, and the other is like, we make choices. So if we make a choice, are we creating the karma from our choice?
It is by your thought, by your emotion and your action, this is how you perform your action, isn't it? So, karma means, till now whatever you did, the residual impact of that is definitely there upon your life. But this moment's karma is in your hands. Yesterday's karma you cannot change, but this moment's karma is in your hands. This moment's karma could be a karma of freedom or of bondage. If you handle this moment in a certain way, you will be from everything that was yesterday. If you do not handle it that way, yesterday will rule you today. This is also your karma. This is also your… See, please do not understand karma as some kind of punishment and reward. Not like that. It is just that everything that you touch with your mind, with your emotion, with your body, a bit of it sticks to you. The residual action is remaining with you. Yesterday, whatever you did, is it not there in your memory? Is it not there in your memory? Is it not influencing what you do today? Yesterday what you thought, is it there in your memory? Is it not influencing your thought and action today? Yesterday what you felt in your emotions, is it not there in your memory? Memory is not just mental memory, memory is on many different levels. It is in your body, it's in your chemistry, it's in your energy, in many different backup systems are there for your energy, for your memory. So this memory is acting itself out. But this moment, if you wish to be conscious, this memory, you can use it whichever way you want. You can look back on your life and laugh at all the stupid things that you did. You can look back on your life and cry, why did I do all these stupid things? Or you can look back on your life and learn that, okay, I did all these stupid things yesterday, what is the smart thing that I can do today? Same karma, yesterday's karma is same karma, but this moment's karma can be different, depending upon how consciously you act this moment, isn't it? This moment's karma can be either karma of sweetness or bitterness. Yesterday might have been sweetness or bitterness, you cannot change that. Can you change what you did yesterday? You cannot change that. But what you make out of it today, that you can change. That is always in your hands, always and always. It's in your hands.
Dearest Sadhguruji, I have a question for you. I'm a very emotional person and I often find it very difficult to emotionally detach myself from a situation that I know that is not good for me. Like I can see that this is not going somewhere where I want it to go, but it's very difficult to divert my mind and my emotions away from that. How do you think I can handle that situation? I would really like to know your perspective on it.
There's a whole lot of talk in the world about, the head and the heart business, but the way you think is the way you feel. And the way you feel is the way you think. For different people, different things run for… For some people, their thoughts, today largely because of the type of education, for most people, their thoughts run ahead of their emotions. But still there is a sizable percentage of people for whom their emotions run ahead of their thoughts. What Sonakshi is asking is, there are situations that you don't wish to be, but emotions are tangled up. So thought keeps going there, unknowingly you keep walking in the direction. What you need to understand, thought is agile. Today my thought says she is the most wonderful person. Tomorrow, if she does something that I don't like, immediately my thought says, she is no good. But if my emotions have gone ahead with this wonderful person, emotions are not that agile, they cannot turn around so quickly, it's little sappy, it takes time. In the meantime, you struggle because thought says this is not okay, but emotion is still entangled. Now what do I do about this? Don't try to control your emotions or thoughts, because the very nature of your mind is such that I don't want to think about this person means that's the only person I'm going to think about for the rest of my life. So, when compulsive thoughts and emotions come, first and foremost thing that you do, you simply see them for what they are. You don't try to resist them. The moment you resist, they will multiply. In this mind, you don't have subtraction and division, you only have addition and multiplication. So, what you need to do, one thing is, just understand that thought and emotion are just a recycle of the data that is already there, something that you remember. It is just that memory is little smelly, it just keeps coming. You just have to see it like that, little distance from… It is like you were jammed in a traffic jam, you were going to the airport, you got stuck in a traffic jam, how much anxiety and struggle you had, then somehow you got there and then you got into the airplane and you took off. From up there when you look down, how nice the traffic jam looks, Simply because there is a little distance. Still the same traffic jam, but because there is a distance, suddenly there is nothing to it. Similarly with your thought and little bit of practice to create a little distance from your physiological processes and your psychological processes come. But if you try to handle individual thought and emotion, they will multiply thousandfold.
Visionary Women is a volunteer-run organization, and I know that every single person who is here is giving their time to one organization or another. And the fact that you have 9 million volunteers, and you were talking about the relationship between volunteerism and willing, and that it's through willingness that you uplift your consciousness, if I'm quoting you correctly, or I'm understanding it. In some ways talking about how it could be a doorway to becoming a bigger person than who you are.
See, before we come to women, first thing is visionary. What a vision means is, say everybody has desires. Desire is an incremental way of enhancing our life. Today you desire, I must have a home, tomorrow you desire, I must have this money, tomorrow you desire something else. These are incremental ways of arranging and rearranging our lives, which are needed to do a few things. When you say, I'm a visionary, what you're saying is, I have a larger desire, which is not about just incremental improvement of my life. Desire is about me always. Vision is an all-inclusive process. So, this itself is a phenomenal thing. If people, instead of having desires, if they have a vision, vision is always all-inclusive. Desire is personal. Desire leads to incremental changes and improvements. Vision can transform the whole situation. I like music. So, about willingness, because you said you're a volunteer organization, to be a volunteer. A volunteer means somebody who is doing something willingly, right? There's no other compulsion. There are no financial compulsions, there are no social compulsions, there is no something else. You want to do something willingly. So when you're a willing participant, right now, you're a volunteer. I'm asking all of you, right now, are you compelled to be here or are you here voluntarily? Oh, thank you. Because I've spoken to conscripted people also. I've spoken in the prisons, I've spoken in many places. So you're here willingly. You're doing something willingly is the fundamental of your joy, isn't it so? Hello? However simple or stupid or idiotic activity it is, I'm doing something willingly makes a world of difference, isn't it so? Hello? Yes. The difference between heaven and hell is just this. You're doing something willingly, that's your heaven. You're doing something unwillingly, that's your hell. We have already taken on attitudes, what we like and what we don't like. I like this person, I don't like this person. Now with this person I will do things willingly, with this person I'll do things unwillingly. This may be two people, two aspects of life, two communities, two nations, two many things. This I will do willingly, this I do unwillingly. This means I've decided in my mind this is good, this is bad. When I hear even on national news channel, good guys and bad guys, it just… once you have this kind of thing, you are going to be disastrous to the planet, it's just a question of time. The moment you decide, this is a good person, this is a bad person, this has gone deep into American society. No, there are no good people and bad people. Everybody is oscillating between the two. If you create a very pleasant, wonderful atmosphere, everybody behaves wonderfully. If you create an unpleasant atmosphere, a whole lot of people act nasty. Yes or no? There are joyful people and miserable people, but there are no good people and bad people.
That's big.
The moment we think we are good, we are entitled to destroy the bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been destroying a lot of people for a long time. Time to stop that because human beings are in different levels of experience and understanding, variety of people. Anybody who is not like you is obviously bad, isn't it? Isn't it so? Those who are not like me must be bad people. Because the basis of goodness and what you think is goodness is decided by you. No, you have no business to do that. Willing means this, I'm just willing. I'm 100% yes to life. I am not yes to this one, no to this one, no. I am just yes and yes to life. If you are 100% yes to life, you are a volunteer.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You have become a willing life. You have become so willing that you have no will of your own. People ask me, Sadhguru, how do you operate with all these people? All kinds of horrible questions they're asking, they're doing this, they're doing that. I said, my life is not about them, it's about me. It's about how I am. It's about me. It doesn't matter how they are, that's their choice. But how I am is my choice, this is my way. No matter what they do, I'm like this. Because I have not given that freedom to anybody that somebody can freak me, somebody can make me angry, somebody can make me happy, somebody can make me unhappy. These privileges I kept to myself. It's time you do that too. Because if somebody else can decide what can happen within you right now, isn't this the ultimate slavery? Huh? Isn't this? Someone else can decide what should happen within you. What happens around you, of course, so many people decide. What happens around us is not 100% ours. But what happens within me must be my making, isn't it? Right now, just about anybody can freak anybody because they're not volunteers, they're unwilling. Volunteering means you have no will of your own. you can do whatever is needed. You know, we are a volunteer organization, this means all kinds of people. Most of them are not qualified for the jobs that they're doing. And I cannot fire them because they're volunteers. So people keep coming up to me on a daily basis, Sadhguru, I can't work with this person, she's so horrible, I can't do it. I tell them, see, in this world, this is the sort of people who exist, like this, like this, like this, like this is the kind of people there are. But if you want to work with ideal people, you must go to heaven. And today.
And today.
But if you think what you're doing is very significant, you must learn to work with all these horrible people. This is how the world is. If you think what you're doing is very significant, you learn to work with all kinds of people. You will see horrible people will do wonderful things. Yes?
Yes.
But if you want to work with ideal people, you won't find any. I haven't found one yet. All kinds of mixed bags.
Yes.
But if you are willing that you are not yes and no, yes to one, no to another, you're simply one big yes, you will find a way.
Only one question, Guruji. We the human beings, the earth, or by chance or by choice of God or any superpower?
Why we are on this planet?
By accident or by design or by superpower?
I think even the planet is wondering why the hell these human beings came here. See, the solar system, the way it is, and so as the other universal systems, the galaxies, they're all happening because they arrive at a certain perfection of geometry. Geometry in the sense, right now this planet is going around the sun, it's found its perfect orbit, so it's going and going and going. Not powered by engine or something. See, the airplane is going, powered by engines, it's being pushed. This is not being pushed, this has just found a certain perfection of geometry and it's going on. The day it loses its perfection of geometry, if it loses the line of orbit, it's gone. So in this process, life happens on this planet, also involving this geometry on various levels. We say, in the yogic culture, we say, a human being is physiologically and in terms of brain has reached its peak, physiologically. That is, after 1,000,000 years, you will not have a horn coming out of your head or something else, like the tail disappeared, something else will disappear. This cannot happen. We are saying this from a certain context. Today, the modern neuroscientists are saying similar things. They're saying the size of the neuron in the human brain can neither increase nor can the wiring inside can increase, because the physical laws don't permit it. The laws of physics do not permit it. I will not go into the detail of that. To put it very simply, how we see it is, your birth here, right now all life on this planet is solar powered, isn't it? Yes? It is the sun's energy which is doing all this. And also the revolutions and the rotations of the moon also has influence upon us. The very ocean is rising and falling with the movement of the moon. Only because our mothers' bodies were in tune with the cycle of the moon, we are born and we are here. If this 28-day cycle of the moon does not repeat itself in a woman's body, you and me wouldn't be born. So because it has reached that, we say physically, the physical laws have come to a certain place where life upon this planet cannot evolve further. You can make use of what you have in a much better way. Using the same technology, we had a dumb phone, then we had a smartphone, now we have an iPhone. Like this we can go on improving it, how we use it. But the fundamental physical laws will not permit any further evolution of this creature. So did it happen by accident? No. The theory of evolution, you know Charles Darwin, who made a monkey out of you? Not me, him. If you look at the theory of evolution, which was propounded just 150 years ago, we have said this thousands of years ago, in the sense… You know the 10 avatars? At least the 9 you know, those who have come. What is the first one? Matsya Avatara. Matsya Avatara means fish or water life. All life on this planet started underwater. What is the next avatara? Kurma Avatara, amphibious like a turtle, half in the water, half on the land. The next one is Varaha Avatara, a pig or a wild boar. Among the mammals, one animal which is strongly rooted in its body is a wild boar. See, we live next to the forest, we see this. The tribal boys can kill a deer with a stick. If you hit it with a stick, it'll fall dead. The local dogs will hunt the deer, but a wild boar you try to kill him and see, it's not easy to kill him. You go smash him with a car, his spine is broken, still he will go, he will not stop. Because he's so physically rooted, his life is so physical. So the next form of life was Varahavatara. This simply means the creator is finding expression in first as fish, then as a turtle, then as a wild boar, next one is Narasimha, half man, half animal, next one is Vamana, a dwarfed man, next one is a full-grown man but emotionally volatile man who is Parashurama, next one is a peaceful man which is Rama, next is a loving man which is a Krishna, next is a meditative man which is a Buddha, the next is supposed to be a mystical being yet to come. Okay? This is running very much in parallel lines with the Darwin's theory of evolution, yes or no? It's in the same sequence, exactly in the same sequence. Darwin propounded his theory only 150 years ago. This was said 12 to 15,000 years ago. Adiyogi himself spoke about it. So, if you observe life, you can clearly see from what is inanimate, basic life formed. From that, life evolved. We've always seen it that way. Always we saw life evolved. Constantly, we are… in every temple you go, there is a snake, there are various symbolisms all around the place, because even today in your brain, one part of your brain is a reptilian brain. You know, the core part of your brain is still a reptilian brain and it still functions, and we have different practices in yoga as to how to transcend this reptilian brain and allow the cerebral cortex to function. And today we have scientific evidence to show you. The University of California has done scientific studies on Shambhavi Mahamudra, the basic practice we teach usually. And they say if you practice Shambhavi Mahamudra for 3 months, the neuronal regeneration increases by 241%, a kind of percentage that's never been recorded in the history of any kind of research, okay? Just a simple practice for 21 minutes, 241% increase in your brain function and neuronal regeneration. This means as you grow old, you will become more intelligent. Usually young people think you're getting stupid. Yes, your brain is actually growing, you understand? It's getting better by the day. Now there is scientific evidence. We always knew this, but today a meter has to say it. If a man says it, it's not true. If a man says it, it's doubtful. But a meter has to say it, now the meters are saying it. The meters are saying your brain is actually growing by doing a simple 21-minute practice. And you don't believe the meter, you just do the practice for 3 months and see, you will see how clear and how smart your mind is suddenly.